Hey y'all, I'm Damon Oates, founder of Deco Exchange. Who else has heard that crafting is just a hobby? I turned my love of crafting into a thriving multi-seven-figure company, surrounded myself in an amazing community, and met some amazing business owners along the way. I'm here to show everyone that makers mean business. Hey Rhonda.
Hey Damon, how are you?
I'm good. Can you tell us a little bit about yourself, who you are, and what you do?
Sure. I'm Rhonda Nickerson. I am the owner of Rhonda's Creative Corner. We just moved into a new shop here in Waxahachie, Texas. Excuse me. We used to be in Grand Prairie, Texas, so we're growing. So I'm really excited about that. I am a YouTuber as well, and my YouTube is Rhonda's Creative Corner. A little bit more about me. I'm a mother. I'm married, and I love crafting.
Yeah. You're doing really well on YouTube, right?
Yes, I am doing really well. I've had to slow down since the move. We moved into a house and then we moved into a new place. So I have to get it back going. But yeah, we have about 31,000 subscribers, but I plan on bringing in my family more on our YouTube channel. Like we do some little cooking and, me and CW will have a little segment. So we have a lot of plans on what we're going to do. We just have to get moved in and get settled so that we can continue to grow.
Awesome. So how did you get started with your online business?
Okay, so I got started I actually started on in 2015, and I was actually sick with thyroid cancer, and I started making mums because my oldest girl needed a mom for her senior year. And so everybody loved it on Facebook, and they were like, you should start a business. And I just said, okay. So that's what I did. I started on Etsy in 2015. I did really well my first year on Etsy. And then I say about a year and a half later, I opened my store.
So has your business always been doing what you're doing today? Is this what you do full time?
No, I still do ultrasound. That is one of my goals. I'm giving myself about a year to a year and a half to stop because we've just moved into a new home and because we've just moved into a new building. I don't want to overwhelm my family, and so I want to make sure that everything is going to work so that we'll be financially stable. I just don't want to up and do something. So that is my plan to not have to do ultrasound anymore. I've done ultrasound for about 19 years, and I do love it, but my body is very tired.
And that's one of the things that we try to preach all the time is just because someone tells you that you should jump, you need to make sure you have a plan before you jump.
Oh yeah,
Right?
for
Make
sure.
sure make
Yeah.
sure that bungee cord's attached.
Oh yeah, yeah. So it's been. I've had some. In my business, I've had ups and downs. I got sick at the beginning of last year, I believe, and my business um, suffered a whole lot. But the one thing I didn't give up, and I kept going, and we are where we are today. So I just want to make sure. I'm very cautious with my money now. I try not to overspend.
Whenever you got sick, it also made you realize that you couldn't do it all by yourself, right? So now you
Oh
actually
yeah.
have other people in your business that if something would happen, they could still step up and help you keep things going, right?
Yes, I do have a VA now, and she helps me a whole lot. She does most of my posting. I'm hoping to be able to hire someone to come and help me ship. I did hire my daughter now full time. She was working, but now she just works for me, and she does a great job with everything. And family is amazing. I think me and you are truly blessed because we have so much family around us that helps us to be able to do the things that we do. But one thing I am looking forward to not working anymore so that I can do other things that I want to do with my business.
Yeah. I remember having to run the 9 to 5 full time and the business full time. It was a lot.
Crazy. Yes, it is crazy. Even though I just work 3 days a week, but it's still, you just have to make time for everything.
Yeah.
Family, it is crazy right now. But I do have a goal in mind, and I am, usually when I have a goal, I go for it and I make it work. So we will.
Yeah. I know for me personally that I have to keep going back to my why and why I'm doing this because it's not always easy. Like you said, when you got sick, you had to keep going. So who or what motivates you to be able to keep pushing through all of the hard times on having an online business?
Okay, so first of all, it's my faith in God. Um, I couldn't do any of this without me. He's brought me through so much as far as sickness, losing a child, and he just brought me through so much. So I really couldn't do this without him. And then to be honest with you and your listeners, it's been my close friends that I've met in the reef world. They have pushed me. Like when I got sick, I was just like, okay, I'm about to close the store because I couldn't, I couldn't make anything, to sell my kits, and stuff was going down because I couldn't do videos, and I was like, okay, I'm about to close my store. And one of my friends was like, no, you're not. She was like, we're going to get on here and we're going to do auctions every day if we have to. You're going to make it. You're not giving up. So it's been really my close friends that's been that I've met in the reef world. So yeah, it's been awesome. It's been an awesome ride. I'll say that.
Yeah. So if you could go back to whenever you first started with everything that you know now, what is something that you would immediately change about how it started?
Being consistent. Like I learned that not being consistent, you'll lose followers. That happened on YouTube and on Facebook. So now we're here and we're trying to build back up, which is fine. I'm happy with if it's 50 people on my live or if it's 100 people on my live. I enjoy however many people on my live, but I lost people when I couldn't be consistent. So consistency is key to being successful for sure.
Yeah, whenever you're consistent, your followers become loyal to you just like their favorite TV show. But not only your followers, the platforms that you use. If those platforms start to understand how you interact with your people, it helps you show it to more people. So being consistent is huge online.
Yes, I mean, I learned my lesson.
For someone who's just starting out, what would be 3 tips that you would give them to implement right away?
Okay, 3 tips. Let's see. I would say believe in yourself and don't give up. Like I said, it was plenty of times that I just wanted to like throw in the towel, but I didn't. And not throwing in the towel, I've grown so much. I just kept the faith that I could do it. Matters if I told this story on Facebook one time when I got sick, I had like $11 in my business account, and I didn't know what I was going to do, but I didn't give up. Thanks to my friends and God, pushing me. But yeah, it got down. It got down to the nitty gritty for sure.
Yeah.
But yeah, just don't give up. One of the things that has really, really helped me, and I've said this before, is you have to focus on yourself and focus on the people who support you. When you're busy looking at what everybody else is doing, it hinders you. You have to focus in on what you're doing. Just concentrate on what you're doing. Don't worry about what other people are doing and what they have. You have to focus on you so that you can reach your goal. I've seen so many times where people have actually quit because they're comparing themselves to other people, and you just can't do that. So focus on you and get your job done of what you're supposed to do and reach your goals. And then the third one, I would just say take things one day at a time. Make a goal for yourself and do your best to reach that goal. If you don't, if something doesn't work, it's okay. It just wasn't meant to be. Just stay focused. If you have to change a few things, because I did that. My first store was in Arlington, and it was a storefront. And so I was paying all this money for this beautiful storefront, and um, I couldn't get people in the store. So I was selling more online. So I just made a change. I said, okay, the storefront's not for me. I can have my warehouse with a little storefront in the front where people can still come shop. And I made that change, and it worked for me. So sometimes when you're doing things, it's not always going to work as planned. Sometimes you have to switch stuff up. So just take it a day at a time, and things will be okay.
Yeah, I think it's funny. One of the things that you said was not worrying about everyone else. Last night, I actually posted on Facebook that your business is between you, your imposter syndrome, and your customer, no one else, right? If you're worried about anyone else out there and what they're doing, you're never going to make it.
That is true. And I mean, I had to do it myself. You know what I'm saying? I'm just worrying about what other people are doing. And it was killing me inside. It was like making me sick, and I had to say, God, please take this away from me, And gradually I learned, look, focus on what you're doing. Focus on your people who support you. If they don't support you, oh well, you know. Um, you have people that do. So focus on those people that do. Don't give energy to people that don't.
No, the head games that we're going to play with ourselves are enough that we don't need anyone else's input.
There you go.
Right? It's a rough world. So, Rhonda, we talked a little bit about some of the struggles in having an online business, but what would you say are the perks? Like, why do you keep doing it? What has it done for you and your family?
Oh, I love making people happy. I found things that worked. People love my kids. So that's what I love doing. I love picking stuff for people. It makes me happy for people to love my kids and for me to sell out, and for me to grow from me making kids. So what I did is I found something that worked and I'm capitalizing on what works. So that it just makes me happy. It makes me happy for people to love how I teach. It makes me happy to teach people. So those are the perks of having an online business and doing YouTube and growing.
Has it brought you and your family closer together?
Oh yeah, yeah, especially me and my husband because he likes doing the lives with me on Wednesday, so we get to spend time together. I get to look at him crazy on live because he be doing the most. But yeah, it has brought us closer together. Me and my mom. Oh my gosh, yeah, we're so close. I'm moving her out here with me. She got an apartment out here. She moves in August, so I'm excited about that because she was about to move to Beaumont, and I was like, nope, you're not leaving me. She was gonna move down there with my sister, not with my sister, but her sister's down there, her brother's down there, and I was like, no way, you coming with me. And then me and my daughter too. I'm really trying to get my youngest girl to get into it. She's so shy though. I'm trying to bring her out of her shyness and so that she can get on camera and stuff like that. And we want to do a YouTube channel for Khalil because he's very good at games and stuff. And I didn't know this, but our next door neighbor, he has 28 million subscribers and he loves Khalil. And he said he would do some stuff with Khalil once we start his channel. So he's a bounty hunter. So he said he'll have, do some stuff with Khalil doing bounty hunter stuff. So I think that's cute. And I'm very appreciative of that. But I had no idea until my husband started talking to him and he told me that he was. So that's awesome too. But yeah, it's brought us a lot closer together.
That's awesome. 28 million would be a good start.
Yeah. He was like, my wife loves watching you. He's like, she's gonna have to come over here and decorate. I'm thinking like, okay.
So tell us, are there any big surprises from Rhonda's Creative Corner coming out soon?
Well, oh yeah. So I'm trying my best because y'all know my time is limited with everything I have going on. But I want to do an ebook for moms. So that is in the work. I have a basket right here with all my mom stuff that I'm supposed to be doing. Has been there for about a month and a half. But that is one of my goals that I want to do is to write an ebook for that. For so long, when you started your podcast, I was like, oh my goodness, because for so long, I even told Khalid this probably about 9 months ago that I wanted to do my blog and my podcast. So I filmed one, and Deja was like, no, mom, you sound like you're reading. You have to sound like you're talking to your friends. And so I was like, okay. But then I haven't recorded again. So that's one of the things too that I want to do is have a podcast for like motivational stuff because I've been through so much in my life. I have so much to share, and to motivate people. So that's one of the things. And I've taken plenty of pictures, like doing my fairy garden and stuff for my blog. I just have to execute it. It's just finding time. So that's what I said. I am looking forward to not having to work full time so that I can do everything that I have in my brain. I'm pretty sure we're the same. Our brain never stops. We're always coming up with ideas, so I have a lot of ideas up here.
Yeah, you also mentioned mums twice. So we have viewers all around the world, and mostly just Texas people know what mums are. So can you explain what a mum is real quick?
A mum is something so homecoming. So all schools have homecoming, but here in Texas, it's a huge thing for people to buy homecoming mums and garters. Garters are for the boys, and homecoming mums are for the girls. So they can be small or huge, but everything in Texas is big. So most of the time, the girls choose to make their mums big. So basically, it's just a thing with flowers. So it's mum flowers on the top, and you just decorate it. You have all kinds of bling, all kinds of braids. I mean, you can do whatever you want, and people pay a lot of money for them. That's my money maker. I'm a little afraid we're not going to have it with this pandemic. I was like, oh my gosh, I need to make that money. But yeah, it's a big money maker. But yeah, it's a fun time. I love seeing the girls' faces or the guys' faces when they come and pick their girlfriends' moms up. I mean, it's just priceless. Last year, Etsy was really good for me. I had so many sales on Etsy. My first year when I was in Arlington, I was right across the street from Hobby Lobby in a place called Gracie Lane, excuse me. And they used to do mums there, and neither one of them did. So they sent everybody to me. So that year was amazing. But once I moved, it kind of slowed down. But Etsy was last year was on and popping.
I think it's interesting because so many of us think that our crafting is only going to be attracting older women who want to decorate their front door. And you've kind of taken this other aspect of what it's doing for younger girls. So that's really cool. So if a listener wanted to find out more information about you and your products, where can they find you online?
Okay, so my website is www.rhondascreativecorner.com, and that's where I sell all of my supplies. My YouTube is Rhonda's Creative Corner too. All my social media is Rhonda's Creative Corner pretty much. So yeah, you can find me there.
So as always, we have one last question for you. So Rhonda, can you tell us what being a maker means to you?
I think it means being creative, taking things like how we do with the work form. A work form is so ugly, but then we'll take it and make it into something beautiful. Being a maker means setting goals for yourself and achieving them, continued education so that you can learn even more, so that you can teach even more. I think being a maker is being willing to learn, being able to take advice from other people and learning from other people as well. I love being a maker though.
So I was just thinking that since you mentioned how well you're doing on YouTube, maybe we'll have you come back one day and give some YouTube tips.
Oh yeah, I would love that. I definitely would love that. As I don't know, I kind of have done, like when I started my business, I kind of I did have a little help. I went to this one place where they they show you like where to get your loans from, how to do your business thing, but everything else I kind of did by myself, and that's kind of YouTube too. I did take Lori's course, but like everything else, I haven't I haven't had time to look at the videos. I asked her to add CW so he could do it, but he hasn't had time either. So we're just kind of going by the seat of our pants, but it's working.
Yeah, absolutely. All right, Rhonda. Well, it was great having you.
All right. Thank you for having me. It's been a pleasure.